on the video once we're live. We should be going live in about 30 seconds. On the video once we're live. We should be going live. On the video once we're live. We should be going live.
Yeah.
Now.
Slow down your volume. Feedback. No, somebody.
Huh?
There's a feedback.
I just lowered the volume. I have two phones.
Okay, we live, guys. All right. So welcome. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It's a wonderful Sunday. Make sure you guys big up the fathers when it's Father's Day as well. But, bless up to all of the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. All right.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yep. So how we're going to do this is once we all start speaking, you just introduce yourselves. We're not going to go through the normal introduction that we normally do. We're just going to change it up to when each and every one of us is speaking. You just go ahead and introduce yourself. So I'll start with myself. I'm Savon Smith, founder of Savon's Academy Stars, which is a basketball program with the city of Royal Palm Beach and West Palm Beach. Founding players came from the 6 players that I started that program with. And I wanted to teach financial literacy, which is what we're here to talk about today. We want to help the kids, the adults, and just people in general, just to manage your money better, start planning for your future. We have a group of people here already. We're going to keep growing our group here, and we want to lead by example, to show people that coming together, you can, conquer a lot of things. And that's the goal here. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yep. So welcome, guys. Welcome.
Welcome.
So how the stock market been? Let's start with you, Ed.
Well, for me personally, or general?
For you personally, Ed.
Well, my stocks, I could say, it's been doing pretty well, actually. It's been some little dip here and there, but it just recovered. Then like to follow him. The stocks that I invested in, the ones I heavily invest in is mostly Shopify, Square, Pinterest, and a varieties of others. So those are the ones I usually look at.
All right. So for those of you out there who don't know much about the stock market, don't worry about it. Because if you're on this channel, I'm going to have Ed tell you about when he introduced me to the stock market, and I didn't know anything about it. So for those of you who's out there who feel like, I want to get involved and I really don't know what I need to do, just take your time and research, and you'll get better. The more and more you practice, let's say Robinhood. If you're on Robinhood and you're buying stocks, if you're constantly buying and selling or just buying and holding, you're going to learn stuff, so you're just not going to be on the app just like sitting there buying something and not learning anything about it. Maybe some people will do that because they just want to listen. In other words, I could have just listened to the stocks that Ed had mentioned to me, and I could have just left it and say, okay, Ed, I trust you. But I wanted to do more than that. It's, for instance, if I have an accountant keeping track of my money, I actually know what I'm doing with my money. He's just helping me to keep me in line. But I want to know what I spend, who I give money to, who I help. I want to know all that. I don't want to leave that just up to my, financial advisor or my tax guy. I want to know what he's doing. I think, yes, you can pay someone to do their job, but you also want to know about the job that they're doing. They may be expert in that field, but it's good for us to know, what what they're doing for us. So my advice to you, if you're learning about the stock market, don't just listen to something someone is telling you. You have to do your research and understand it for yourself, because if you don't, you are going to lose money on the stock market. So Ed, if you don't mind, because I'm sure there's people out there that they want to get into the stock market, but they don't know what they're doing. Just the same way I didn't know what I was doing, and we went through a process for me to understand it. You want to, explain what happened?
Well, how I got into it, right?
Like,
How I introduced it to you. Well,
I mean, you could tell a quick story how you introduced it to me, and tell it the way you want to tell it.
I think it was about 2 years now, two and a half years is when we went on the vacation in Jamaica, and that's when I was just getting to learn more about the stocks through my brother. So my brother was a day trader, and he was always telling me, Ed, you need to get into the stocks, get into the stocks. So I started, learning a little bit about it through TD Ameritrade. At the time, I think it was like TD Waterhouse or something like that. I don't remember. But TD Ameritrade is the platform that I started with. And my brother was always telling me, get some stocks that have dividends in it. So my research was, to look at some stocks that had a lot of dividends, and, and it was ones that or companies that I use, like, for example, like AT&T, or I forgot which other ones has some dividends in it, but those are the ones that I looked at first. So when we was in Jamaica at the time, D, that's when I really talked to you about it. I said, yo, D, just try to learn a bit about the stocks. And, you were very reluctant of, even trying to say, he didn't want to do it at the time, and, I never really pressured him. So I said, whenever he's ready, I know he's going to go all in with it. That's the short story of it, and we left it from there, but in that period of time, I started getting into Robinhood, and started investing even more, little by little. So my portfolios went into the thousands. But then, after a while, I had took things out, to pay off some bills, and, it was like an investment or savings to me. It was better than putting it in the bank. So that was the main reason why I started with the stocks, and listening to my brother as well. And I'm glad that I did, because, the putting in the stocks, my savings went up much, much, much quicker than putting it in the bank or putting in one of my 401ks. And it shows that, you don't really need to put things into those, those companies that have those savings, because, the return is not as much as you think you could get from the stocks, and so I, introducing that to Savon was them for him to be on the same page that I was, because, if I'm winning out, I want him to win as well, and anybody within our circle. But as soon as Savon started getting into the stocks, I mean, he went full force. He did I know he was going to do his research like he's doing now, and he's going full force with it. And so I know he's way up there with it, and I look forward to see, he reach his first million.
Mm-hmm.
That's his goal. So, I'm not going to hold him against that one for sure, because I know he's gonna strive for that. So,
I'm gonna strive for that, or I'm gonna get that. Which one is it?
you're gonna get both, okay? You're gonna strive to get it.
Yeah, well, you know me, so I'll touch on that. So basically, I'll speak it like it is, since you won't say it, I'll say it about myself. Whenever I decide to do something, that is just going to get done. You know, I built a basketball program from scratch. Did not have the money to do so. So I used $0 to build it. How did I do that? Because once I realized that if you have a great idea, people will help you as long as you have a plan to execute and to show people that you are committed to execute your plan. So basically, nonprofits. You know, nonprofits are very, very important when you want to make a difference in life. So I wanted to make a difference in life. So how best to make a difference in life? People have kids every day. So I grew up playing sports, you know, preferably basketball. Taught me a lot about life. So as a young man, saw myself getting older, and I just said, okay, when I do get older, this is my calling, you know, to make sure that whatever mistakes that I made, you know, as a young man, I wanted to have opportunities for these young men and women to be able to use sports, you know, to better themselves, you know, have a good future. So hence founding players came to be because why? I wanted to teach them more than just sports. I wanted them to know in life, you know, you money puts value on things and you're gonna have to be able to manage your money to buy the things that you're gonna need. You know, you can't just play basketball and say, hey, that's your only source of income because at the end of the day, if you can't play anymore, you got to have something to turn to. So that's what we're here doing, you know, giving an giving out the knowledge that we can't put all our eggs in just the one basket. We have to do multiple things. You know, we have to be our professions, not just NBA players and NFL players are professionals. Any job that you're doing, that's your profession. We are all professionals. You know, so that's the way I wanted to look at life. Whatever job you're doing, that's your profession. You are a professional at it, and you know you should do it at your best. And if you're doing something you don't really love, you should reconsider and go and find the thing that you love and go about it because you're going to be miserable if you're not doing what you love. So anything I touch, usually it's going to work out, you know, because I go all in. I work hard. You know, I work 7 to 7 today, and here I am. You know, plenty times I want to stop working and go home and rest, and rest is important. But you know, I know when I really need to rest. You know, I can feel it, but I go pretty hard because I'm one thing about me. Ed, you mentioned it. There's money there. You know, the goal is 1 million. There's money there, but I truly believe in new money. I don't I don't touch well, that's me. Can't tell nobody else to do it like the way I do it. But I like new money. So in other words, what I mean by that is if I have $1 million, I'm gonna go get some more. If I have 2 million, I'm gonna go get some more. So I'm always trying to find ways to bring in more money on top of the money that I already have there. So with that being said, I think I'm a great leader. And I say that because I think I plan very well and I execute my plan. And I think, well, I know that the million is going to be hit by everybody on here as long as they stay the course. Because if I'm on my way and I'm sharing and you're listening and you're doing your own research and being patient, I know it's going to happen for me. So the rest is up to whoever is on the channel listening and what you decide to do with yourself. But I know what I'm doing with myself.
Yep.
And Ed, you
Definitely,
know,
I agree.
yeah,
Because I know you very well, man. Because I know once you put your foot down, you're ready to go, and you're focused, you know, and you don't just start anything else until you get that point. Because I know we went through trying to learn options with the stocks, and you wasn't focused on it. And I know you could have did good with that as well. But when you started getting into more of the crypto, which I also mentioned before to you, but we never really went through it. I talked about forex and other thing, but we, you know, I know once you started, you was gonna go all in, full force, and as again, that's what you're doing right now, and you're doing your research, and then you're seeing things for what it is. You know, you don't listen to the cloud above your head. You know, the people talking this and talking that. You put one and two together, and then you analyze it, and then you move from there. So I know you're good at that, and I follow you on that part for sure. You know, when you say something, it's usually, it's not just you following the wagon. You did your research on it, and you looked at it every angle. So that's one thing I know for sure. So that's why, when you say something, I know you did your research on it, and even though you did your research, and I still will have to go look at it yourself. And that's one thing everybody should do while listening to us. Even though we give you stocks and crypto information, is you still got to do your research, because we're not financial individuals. We don't have a license in it, so we're just giving our opinion and what we've been doing. So everybody who's listening, they need to understand is do your own research. Do your own due diligence with this, because we don't hold us accountable for the things that we say. This is that decisions is on you. If one of the things that we say went down, and then coming after us, it's like, listen, this is what we do. You don't have to do. So I think what's happening now in the market and crypto world is, it's a crazy time, and 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 it's, I know for sure that they made a lot of millionaires right now um, from the crypto. But for one thing for sure is, like, all that money that they're making with the crypto, just be aware that the money that you make from it, that you get taxed, and they're gonna tax you higher. So just to be give you awareness of what they're doing, and what the IRS is looking at right now. So that's my thing for today. That's what I have to say. Mostly to that.
All right, I'm gonna say something pertaining to based on what you just said about IRS taxing you more because of crypto. I don't even want to go there because I'm worried about getting the money first. So they can tax me however they want to tax me. But the goal for me is to invest and get the money, so I'm building wealth, not just for myself, but generation after me. I want to lead by example, and money puts value on things, and we need the money. Last time I checked, we need it. So I'm trying to get as much of it as I can get. And if I can share how I got it on this channel with you guys, and you guys have it as well, and we all can share it, guess what? The world will be a better place. There's no reason for me to have millions of dollars, billions of dollars, and keep it to myself. We can't force people to do anything. Everyone is not going to be a leader. Some people are just going to be working 9 to 5s. We can't force everyone to do anything. So no matter what crypto is doing, no matter what stocks are doing for anyone, right? For everyone, that don't mean everyone's going to be rich. People make decisions. They make good decisions. They make bad decisions. Some people may get money from crypto and blow it the next day. So I equal right now what's going on to when the internet boom came about. we may have not been there, like taking all that in. But the same thing that's happening now, we're just more involved in it, but it was happening then. We just weren't there because that wasn't interested to us. So I think it's the same thing happening now. I see a lot of things just being advertised. It may seem like everyone is getting more and more involved, but it's more like we're more involved. So we're seeing more people that we know get involved. Yes, there's a little bit more awareness, but that really doesn't mean we're all going to be rich. We all may be better off with the opportunities that we have now, but how many people is going to really capitalize? That's the goal. Because I use an example. Dogecoin yesterday was like 70, 71, 72 cents. Then it dropped. Alan, you there, Alan?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Who's the guy that said he was going to short it? You could touch on that for me. Who's
his name is Barry Siebert. So he basically responded to who did he respond to? He responded to Elon Musk's tweet and said that he's going to short the stock, and he told all Dogecoin holders, or anyone who read it rather, if you're holding Dogecoin, it's now time to convert it to Bitcoin. So he's just trying to capitalize on people who's being successful. And someone posted one thing. One of the founders or the creators of Dogecoin, I have him on my Twitter, but I can't remember his name. I would have to look him up. But he said, you know what? You got a lot of people who made millions and hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions in Bitcoin, and some of them people are jealous. And me and Savon had this conversation. I'm not saying all rich people, but most rich people would rather you stay poor. So now they see some people having success, not only in cryptocurrency, but stocks. And I discussed this with Savon. Sometimes bad news means good news, and good news means bad news. For example, OCGN, one of my favorite stocks, they were talking very bad about it. One of the analysts came out, he said, I'm cutting my price point for this stock from what I had previously to $11. The stock was already down. Guess what started to happen? The stock started going up. So we just got to keep that in mind. I know Ed touched on it, doing your research and knowing not to feed into the BS per se. They put BS out there on purpose, just like Elon Musk was on SNL. Great. Mm-hmm. But I already knew what was going to happen, right? It was. Go ahead.
No, it could have went both ways from whatever he said that night. I didn't watch it.
Well, based on I watched it. I mean, I'm up late. I'm a night owl, so I sleep at 1 a.m. most of the time. I watched it. My cousin watched it. I felt it was going to drop because if you look at this short history on Dogecoin, what happened? They announced Doge Day. What happened during Doge Day? Nothing. It dropped. It didn't blast off, And good night. Good night. Just saying good night to the kids. Good night. Okay, so anytime they tell us the date when Dogecoin is going to blast off, it doesn't happen. It happens when we least expect it. That's why when Elon Musk went on SNL, it did the complete opposite. I didn't think it was going to go up.
Same here.
Me personally, I didn't think it was going to go up.
Yeah. Any negative remark or anything pertaining to that, it will go right down.
Yeah, but if you do a little bit of research or even look on YouTube, Elon Musk, he left some cute clues. And Savon, I'm not saying this, we're dependent on celebrities and whatever, but he left clues in the skits, that went over some people's heads, So you can go back and watch it.
Yeah, I think I should
So
go
go
watch.
ahead, Ed.
No, I said I should go back and, well, I should go watch it because I didn't watch it. So
Yeah, go on YouTube and watch it. Elon Musk left little clues. He said this is going to be the currency of the world. And not only that, SNL seemed like a joke. The coin started as a joke, right? And he went on a show that's all about jokes,
jokes.
and the currency's getting serious. So what
Yeah.
about that? And now, and not only that, but Elon Musk went on his Twitter and he posted an international link so people around the world could see him talk about, Doge, right? So now not only people in the US now know about Doge, people all over are going to start looking into Dogecoin. So that, and SNL never broadcasted ever internationally. This is the first time they ever did that. And the most recent news to come out on the Doge was that Elon Musk wants to use Doge to finance the next, what is it, the next Starship launch next year. He wants to pay completely in Dogecoin. So he's already setting the stage for it.
Okay. Well, for anyone listening out there, you can draw your own conclusion based off of what you hear us saying, because this is how we educate ourselves anyway. Listening to what you guys saying about Elon Musk, I'm just a firm believer. I mean, to each his own. I mean, I'll watch, which I watched a little bit, but as Ed mentioned, I'm not the type of person that counts on anyone. I love to count on myself. And what I mean by that is when I first researched blockchain, and what caused me to research blockchain technology was even Ed, who told me about the stock market. He kept saying to me, 5G. I was hearing 5G out of your mouth a lot, Ed. 5G,
Yeah.
5G, 5G, 5G. You made a song out of it. That's how much I heard it. So to you, it was like, yo, it's the 5G, 5G. That's what they're rolling out. So we invested in 5G stocks. We researched and we found the stocks that we said, okay, we got to get in this, but it's not where you start, it's where you finish. But I was going off of what Ed believed that he knew that it was. So I invested in some 5G stocks. Then after that, it was PPE. PP. I said that right? Yeah. PPE. Yeah. So then we researched that as well, protective gears. So because of COVID. So we researched that. I invested in those things as well. I think one of those stocks, I remember when I was talking to your brother, one of those stocks really took off, that had to do with PPE. And out of the many that we invested in, one did something for me. So I said to myself, okay, I'm here at home and I have time on my hands to do a lot of research. The stocks that I have right now, I see how they're moving. They're not really doing much. What is it that's happening in this world that I need to ask Google? So basically I say, Google, because of COVID, what's going on? Like, what's the deal? I mean, that's the way I'm saying it, but I basically asked Google what's happening. So I realized that there was a demand being built up for vaccines. So I'm like, wait, hold on. I can't forget about these vaccine companies. So basically, I just started getting more serious about vaccines because I'm saying, I'm sitting home every day. The only thing I hear is, oh, they're putting this on Facebook. They're putting that on Twitter. Don't take the vaccine. They're sharing all kind of videos. And I'm saying to myself, well, hold on. I'm home. And I don't want to listen to this crap all day of people just sharing stupid information about how they're not going to take the vaccine. I'm like, I don't got time to waste. So what I do? Okay, let me find out who's making the vaccine and who has the best technology. And I was like, that's where I put my energy at. You building up a demand for this vaccine. And Only thing I hear is people just sidetracking themselves with everything they hear on TV, and they just run away with their own information and start sharing it, sharing stupidity. That's basically what I call it. So I just said the best thing for me to do is not listen to the foolishness and go on the internet for stupidity, and just invest in the company that I research that's making a change in what's happening in the world today. The world is changing, period. That's it, period. I don't need to hear nothing else. So I invested in Moderna. You know, they had the technology to create the vaccine at a faster rate. You know, I mentioned that to you, I believe, Ed. So I
Hmm.
basically caught on to what's happening. Then from there, I'm invested in vaccine stocks and I'm seeing, oh, wait, hold on. Moderna is moving. Today, it's up $20. Tomorrow, it's down $10. Then it goes a week from now, it goes up $30. Well, I'm like, something's going on here. So I'm watching the stocks. I'm seeing what stocks is moving. So I'm in Robinhood just, you know, like putting in things and realizing certain stocks and seeing a couple vaccine companies. Simple vaccine companies, biotech companies. That's all I was doing and seeing who was moving. So I know, Alan, your favorite is OCGN. That's how I found OCGN. I'm seeing this stock for 29 cents. I'm like, 29 cents? Man, when I found Moderna, it was like 30 something dollars. I'm like, 29 cents? I'm like, no, sir, 29 cents. And then I started researching a lot of companies that, like Google, that was like $1. I'm started researching things that booming today was like 20 cents. I'm like, wait, hold on. If something is changing the world today, I don't care if something is 29 cents. What I got to lose? So let me research this company a little bit more. So that's what I did. You know, and Ed, you know me, that's the type of person that I am. So I just did that. I dig deep. So OCGN went from 29 cents to $18. And when I met Alan, I said, Alan, OCGN. And I said, this stock's about to move. And it did just that from 29 cents. When I told you, Alan, it was what, 60 cents, 60 something?
Give me 1 second. I have to reconnect. My Bluetooth is at.
Okay. But, you know, I go deep. I go deep. So, yeah, we're getting into it a little bit about how deep I go into research. And the reason I'm saying that, we could throw ticker symbols out there and you guys go and you go invest in it because you heard it from here. That's not how you change your life though. Us telling you a ticker symbol, we just mentioned OCGN. Us telling you that and you running to go invest some money in it. A lot of people out there may be listening, paying attention. Most people are gonna invest their money. And by the time, if you invest $1,000 and it goes down to $500, you're gonna panic. Most people will. The stock market is serious. So for me to throw ticker symbols out there, we're not financial advisors. We throw ticker symbols and you know people may come on the channel to come write down ticker and run off the channel. Yo, that's going in circles. And I realize that about us as people. Most people are like that. So even with what's happening today and more people is you know more interested in the stock market, that don't mean anything. So, you know, just being real, that don't mean anything. A lot of people played basketball when I was playing basketball. Some of them still stunk. I knew who was gonna lose. I knew whose butt I was gonna kick. So the government knows whose butt they're gonna kick on the stock market. If people keep doing the same thing for years and years and years and years, they're gonna set you up for failure. So I'm just saying, just because a lot of people is more interested in the stock market right now doesn't mean a thing. The people who do the research and know what to get into, those are the ones that have the success. So that's why I say, don't rely on us giving ticker symbols. Rely on, if Alan loved OCGN and it came from 29 cents to $18 and now it's fell back down to wherever it's at, do your own research. That's That's us who love that stock. We're sharing it, but we love it. You have to find what's going on, what you love, and if you believe it, you go all in with it. We're only sharing because, as I said, I know where I'm going. Hold on a second. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so I said I know where I'm going, but I can't force nobody to come there with me. So I'm on the channel. Some people may say, oh, you're not giving no ticker symbols, it's a lot more talking. But guess what? The way that I am today, you'd be surprised how I listen to a couple people talk, 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 talk. And that's why whatever I touch, I have success in it because I'm a very patient person. You know what the stock market needs? Patient people. Do you know that when Ed introduced the stock market to me and I made a lot of choices of stocks that I would invest in, do you know that I just explained to you that I learned a lot of which stocks that I should actually be getting? Because I listened to a lot of videos when I was home, long videos that I didn't really want to sit there and listen to, but because of I wanted to change my life, I just had to listen to the things that I didn't really want to do. Then I started loving long videos. So it's just me. If I want information, I'm going to go after it. So the stock market is a difficult place to be, and we can't just sit there and go with the hype and think we're just going to jump in, because you'll jump out. The minute you invest your money and it's not doing what you want it to do, you'll jump out. And that's not what it's about. So I want to educate people on patience. Just learn patience. Just imagine you start your company. It's not going to be a success tomorrow. So when you go into the stock market thinking that you're going to put in 1,000 because someone tell you that this stock is going up, listen, it's a major gamble. It's best to stay in for the long haul. Day traders, it takes $25,000 to be a day trader. Those guys, they probably lost so much money in the past and they just became good at it. They probably just really lock in and focus on which stock's going to go up today. So we can't operate like day traders because they know exactly what they're doing. We can't let no one influence us because they told us that they got $1 million in one day and now we're going to go jump in it. And, let's use GameStop. If you didn't have GameStop at $5 and GameStop went to $300 and you heard that some people got millions from it, it's too late. It's too late. Don't try to jump in now. It's too late. Find the next GameStop. Because I know many people who will jump in just because GameStop went from $5 to $300. And it came back down to $100. They're gonna jump in saying, "Yo, let me jump in." Well, guess what? How many shares of it can you really buy even at $100? It was $7 though. So you do your research and you would have been in there. So basically what I'm saying is find the next thing, find the next best thing. There's a lot of opportunities out there, find them. It's not for us to give it to you all the time. You have to trust yourself, see what's happening in the world today, and you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm no expert. I just figured out what's happening around me. I'll tell you this right now. I can tell you right now. And like I said, I'm no fine fortune teller, but I believe based off of what I'm seeing happening. I said to Alan the other day, Cardano, which is ADA. And if you don't mind, guys, if you can put that in the chat as I'm speaking about it, the cryptocurrency, Cardano, ADA. I'm watching it and I'm saying to myself, okay, this has been $1.30 or $1.20 to $1.30 for quite some time now. And if they continue to talk about Cardano this much as the competition to Ethereum. What the heck is it doing down there at $1 for this long? I do things like that. I think for me, that's a decent risk. I'm a go and take that risk. So if I'm watching Cardano sitting down there, ain't doing anything, just maintaining, just chilling, sleeping at that level. And I'm saying to myself, how long you gonna sleep at that level? Everybody keep talking about you. So I say, you know what? This thing been sleeping for a while. I think this thing's about to move. And it was 133. And now Cardano is 170 something. And I called it. And guess what? I can call another one. Nobody has to listen. I'm no financial advisor. I'm just a believer because I pay full attention. So let's use XRP, for instance. It's sitting right there at 150. Then it goes to 141. Then it goes to 139. Then it goes to 160. Then it goes to 152. And I'm watching that. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to these things. And then I'm saying, okay, why is it doing that? Then I listen to the news. I listen to what's going on with it. I just pay attention like that. Like I make my own decision. I don't need no analyst to tell me anything. I just look. So the reason I'm saying this to you guys is if you educate yourself, you don't need to believe in somebody else. You just start believing in yourself because you're paying attention. I don't need Steph Curry to take the shot for me, as great as shooter he is. I can shoot it myself. I'm his competition. I don't need him to always be making my shots. I want to take them shots too. So basically, I know that there's people out there great at the charts. Well, guess what? I'm paying attention too. What you saying about the charts, I'm seeing the charts too. Even if you're more knowledgeable on the charts than I am, I'm gonna chart it and I'm gonna listen to the news that's happening around the world. And I'm gonna tell you when it's gonna move. You wanna tell me when it's gonna move? Okay. But I'm gonna tell you too when it's gonna move. That's how I am. So I'm gonna consistently make money based off of me educating myself. So I made money off Cardano. Next thing for me is EOS. If you guys can put this in the chat as well. So yes, some people may come here, you get your ticker symbol, go and you do your research. And yes, I'm speaking a lot, but I'm speaking in a way where I'm giving you my recipe. And I told you, I'm going to be a millionaire. There's no doubt about that. And I have my strategy of how I'm going to get there. And I know Alan have his strategy. I talk to him every day.
What's his strategy?
When he start talking, I'm sure he'll tell you.
No, I think
we're two different people, but I know his strategy. And I know he's gonna be there too. And I know Hector is not, on right now, but Hector has that energy as well, and I know Pierre, who's Alan's neighbor. I know Pierre. I don't know Pierre as much as I know Alan because I met Alan first, and Alan brought in Pierre. But Pierre is we're all becoming closer and closer and closer. So I know Pierre is going to do the same thing because we're all working together. But I say Alan because we actually speak every day, and I know he does research out the yin yang. I can only call it what it is. And I can speak on everyone. Ed, we've been friends for years. I could speak on Anna. Anna is here. She's not saying anything. This is how well I know people. Anna is here. She's quiet. But I already know when someone is committed. Okay? I already know. We have Arnetta here. I already know her. She's ready to listen. Sometimes she doing her little thing over there, but I know she's here. I know if I say, hey, check this out, she's gonna check that out. So if I'm leading the way to saying I'm gonna be a millionaire, I already know it's gonna happen. And guess what's gonna happen behind me? They're gonna make money too. because I'm not going to do it without telling them what I'm doing. So I'm telling everybody right now, and do your own research. EOS. And I know, Ed, you put it in the chat already. Okay, so pay attention and do your own research. EOS, a cryptocurrency. EOS. Okay, check it out. Do your own research. A lot of times people, oh, let me go get that little penny stock, that little 20 cents crypto or whatever. But don't forget about the ones that's still quite affordable. That makes a lot more sense. Not every coin is going to do a Doge. I'm in Doge, yes, but that's an opportunity I caught very early. Now, those opportunities continue to come. I hear a lot of people talking about Tron. I hear a lot of people talking about a lot of other things. But do you really believe that it's going to be that easy to just catch Doges? You know what I mean? You think there's going to be a lot of Doges?
They actually came out with a Doge knockoff called Shibu Inu coin or whatever.
Yeah.
So did you guys see that?
Catch people's money. To catch people's money. There's a lot of things out there that's going to take people money. So we're not even in the clear with Doge. So I'm just saying there's a lot of things out there that catch people's money. So I'm just saying I know when I'm playing basketball, the top 25 and the teams that people keep talking about, you better pay attention to them. I'll even go as far as this, and Alan, I'll let you go. I'll even say this just to prove the point that I'm trying to make to you guys about just make sure you don't focus too much on the little tiny coins like Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin because I did my research on it from the beginning. That's why I got it under a penny. But I'm saying out there to you guys, pay attention to the big ones. Okay? EOS, pay attention. That's about $9 right now. Just a few days ago, it was $6, $6. Okay, this week. And I've been had that. When it was $2, been had it. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is this. Don't even sleep on Bitcoin. Where is it at? $60,000 almost. Don't even sleep on that. Don't even sleep on that. Because Ethereum, I think you stand a better chance on your return. But I'm saying to you, think about the top 25. If you're planning for
Can I touch on?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to touch on that really quick, but I'll let you finish.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to touch on ETH. Everyone's paying attention to Doge. Doge is really good and it's meant to mimic the dollar, but ETH has a very high use case. I know Hector knows a lot about this. Ethereum, not just Ethereum, but Ethereum Classic as well. Because I was watching Ethereum, it was 3,400 the other day. Now it's almost $4,000, So Ethereum is going right under our noses. Not everyone can afford Ethereum because obviously it's close to $4,000, but me and Savon discussed this over the weekend. I think Ethereum is going to do the same thing that Bitcoin did. If you do research on Ethereum, it has more use case. As far as the banking and financial services contracts, another thing called ICOs and DAICOs, which are token sales can be made. What that means is token sales can be made much more effective with the help of Ethereum smart contract. It enhances the sales process, makes it more fair and transparent. And also with ETH, you get a better prediction of the markets. Another thing, it could replace escrow. All right, the concept of smart contracts can be used to replace the middleman and help you save money. This is what ETH does. Bitcoin doesn't do this, to my knowledge. Also, digital identity management. The Ethereum blockchain solves one of the most important burning problems of the people, which is identity theft and data monopoly. Right? So Ethereum, I think it's gonna, me personally, I think it's gonna pass Bitcoin because it just has so many uses that companies need. For example, I have 15 years in banking field. Well, the banking field, I've worked in the financial crimes division, and I even sat at a desk. I work in almost every aspect of the banking field, right? So one of the biggest problems that banks have is every time you have fraud on your account, you have to file a claim, and the banks either can recover their money or they have to take a loss. But with blockchain through ETH, well, Ethereum, it solves that problem. It creates a contract between the customer and the bank. Again, you guys could do a little bit more research, but I think ETH, again, it's going to explode. Look at Ethereum Classic. I think it's only a few $100. That one's been trending up. Litecoin as well. I know me and Savon talked about that. Again, not to go on and on, but I just wanted to touch on ETH. This is a very important aspect. You guys can't let go over your head. Because while everyone's focused on Bitcoin and everything else, ETH, it keeps going up.
It's true what you're saying, Alan, because I just want to say something. It's so true because I invested like $1,000, and within less than 2 weeks, I'm almost at $2,000. And I've been watching it for the past couple weeks, and I've been investing.
Exactly.
And it is doing phenomenal. Like, I cannot believe. And I do it through Coinbase and crypto.com. So if any guys are listening and you guys want to do it, but Ethereum, it's good. It's sure.
Exactly. Dogecoin is good. It's good. It's affordable. It's cheap. But again, Ethereum is basically going through the back door while nobody's looking. And nobody's paying attention to that. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, man, I'm looking at the uses. And I sent Savon a TikTok video that someone sent me stating that, again, we're not going to play it because of copyright. We don't want copyright laws. We don't want to get the channel flagged. But I sent it to Pierre as well, and I believe Savon sent it over to Ed. But it's basically someone talking about why cryptocurrency is not accepted by the government yet, because they don't have regulation yet. And the guy uses a perfect example, simple example. When they first put cars on the road, no one wanted to buy a car. Why? Because it wasn't regulated. When they started putting stop signs and stop lights, everyone wanted to get on the road, right? So think of the cryptocurrency that way. It's not regulated. Once they start regulating it with companies like BBKCF, that's why we keep pushing it. That company is basically the criminal justice and regulation part of cryptocurrency, right? Once they start getting some US contracts, they're just in Canada right now. Wait till they get to the US. The stock is going to explode. BBKCF is big digital. You guys probably heard us talk about it many, many times because they haven't even gotten to the US yet. The goal of this channel is to get on things before they get big. That's the goal. You can't get into Bitcoin when it's 53K. You should have got into it when it was $1, right? So as soon as the government, the US government at least, regulates cryptocurrency, it's going to go through the roof. So I think someone asked a question in the chat, will Doge go to $1? Of course, it's going to pass $1. That's what I believe. It's only a matter of time. It was 78 cents the other day. Think about it. How much is $1 away from 78 cents?
Well,
Alan, I have a question for you whenever you guys get a chance. I have a question.
Sure.
well,
Okay,
oh, sorry.
go ahead.
No, just
No,
telling
go
you-
ahead, Ed. I'll wait. Go ahead.
No, I'm just telling everybody I'm gonna cut out early. But for everyone that's listening, if they have any other questions, you can email founding players, and we will get back to you as fast as we can with your question. because we had the person that actually emailed us, and she was asking about the recommendations of stocks and cryptos to pick. So we just gave the information to her. I not too long sent the information to her yesterday. So if anyone has any other questions that they want to just put in the email and for us to answer, just let us know. So in that case, everyone have a good night, and Savan will talk.
And you put the email in the chat?
I'll put it in.
And remember, we're not financial advisors. And this person, they actually wrote us a letter stating that they understand that we are not financial advisors, but she was just kindly asking us what our thoughts were.
Okay. Oh, SMI. Sorry, Anna.
Anna, go ahead.
No, you're good. I understand. This is non-related to Ethereum. It's basically a question about stocks. So I'm very interested in the electric cars because I see they're making a lot more. And based on what I'm seeing, I think electric cars will be taking over pretty much. Do I invest in the actual, is there a stock for electric cars, or it goes by the brand of the car, like Ford, Toyota? How do I go about investing in that? That was a question towards Alan.
Well, it depends. For example, I'm actually in two electrical car companies right now. One is NIO, right? They're based in China. That's obviously the name of the car. But I'm also in another one that went through a SPAC, which is a special purpose acquisition company called CCIV. And matter of fact, the guy who created the SPAC that merged with CCIV, well, let me correct myself. The company that merged with CCIV, which is a SPAC, is called Lucid Motors. The guy who founded Lucid Motors, he used to be an engineer for Elon Musk over at Tesla, right? So I could not invest in the vehicle without investing in the SPAC. So I had to invest in the company that was rumored to purchase them, right? So it all depends. There's another one called IDEX. I mentioned it before. They're invested in electrical vehicles, commercial, EV charging stations. But to answer your question, you probably looking for more like a EFT. That's what it sounds like you're asking me, like a
pretty much
EFT, where correct, EFT, where you're going to get a basket of stocks for electrical vehicles. You could look at one of, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I keep saying that. I know Hector's like, why you keep saying that? We have to. We don't want to get sued, or we don't want someone to come and blame us for something they do with their money. But you can look at ARK Invest. They have a lot of good ETF funds. Kathy Woods, she's one of the head person there. She has a lot of ETF funds you can look at. But again, I personally, I'm not invested in any ETFs. But an ETF is basically a basket of stocks. So, it's a little bit more safer route rather than single stocks.
All right, I'll jot all this down.
But one I'm invested in is called CCIV. They merged
and
with a company.
You mentioned IDEX. IDEX.
IDEX.
Is that
IDEX?
Okay, IDEX.
IDEX.
Yeah, IDEX.
D is in correct. There you go.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Thank you.
That's a good one. You're welcome.
All right. Anybody else have any question? Got a few people in here, so anybody got questions?
So Vaughn, before I leave, I just want to touch on a few things really quick because I do have to leave soon. I have a very long day tomorrow. Can I touch on a few things?
You want me to play the thing before you touch, or hold on, sorry. You want me to play that before you touch or after you touch on what you need to touch on?
Well, I already touched on that. You can play it if you want, but that's not what I was going to touch on. I was just going to put on the room's radar IBIO, that stock. Remember we discussed it?
Uh-huh. What's the ticker symbol now?
I is in igloo, B is in Bob, I is in igloo. Oh, you're in it as well.
You said IBIO. Oh,
Correct.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, everyone in the room already know that we're in OCGN, which is set to release a COVID vaccine that's based in India, very effective against all the variants. This is another company called IBIO that's also working on a COVID vaccine. One thing I looked up on this company is, well, first and foremost, we got to understand what the COVID vaccine is. The COVID vaccine is not what kills people. It's the infection that it causes that kills people, right? So the coronavirus, all it causes is infection. So some people survive the infection, some people don't. And the main infection is upper respiratory tract illnesses. That's similar to the common cold. So what this company IBIO does is they're releasing a vaccine to actually kill that part of the COVID that actually causes people the serious illness and the death, right? Because COVID doesn't cause death. Again, it's the infection from COVID that causes death. It causes issues in your lungs. So I just want to put that on you guys' radar that this company is getting ready to also release a vaccine to kill the part of COVID called SARS-CoV-2. Again, someone can put that one in the chat, but that's a ticker symbol you guys should look out for too, because the stock is pretty affordable right now.
Yeah, I already threw it in there. So basically, Alan, this is where I'm saying I do my research and I get to the meat of everything, you know. So, or I get to the bone, I should say. So basically, OCGN, been in that because of, I mentioned it before that I researched the vaccines that was going to make a difference, you know, because of the COVID. And I gave OCGN and IBIO, been holding those stocks. And to be honest with you, IBIO, I kept buying and selling because it's really taking its time. So don't think you have no time, because I feel the urgency now to get as much as I can. I still hold it, but I did buy and sell quite a few of it because it hasn't been moving. But as Alan just mentioned, you know, it's a stock that has crazy potential to solve the problem that he mentioned. And that's what I'm saying about doing your research, because I've been holding that stock for long, from the beginning of time, you know, not literally, but, you know.
Well,
So,
one of the reasons this stock's been struggling was because they were actually in the middle of a lawsuit. They just settled that class action lawsuit, or lawsuit rather. I don't believe it was a class action lawsuit. So after that lawsuit got settled and they announced it, their stock started going up.
it went up to $1.90. So it's been doing that for a while. You know, the lawsuit been out there for a while, you know, and it's now coming to news because, as you say, they settled it, but it's been there for quite some time when I found out about the stock. You know, I just know that I'm a very patient person, so I knew that I was going to just buy stocks and hold them, which I wish I would have bought more GameStop. I did have it, but I wish I would have just bought more and held it, because guys, I want to tell you, there's a lot of stocks out there that if you research based off of what's happening, you just have to buy them and hold them. Don't look for overnight success. Just buy and hold. You know, I'm telling you, if you do this strategy, buy and hold, you'll be surprised. You'll be very, very surprised. Because I'm holding stocks right now where I'm looking and I'm saying, oh my gosh, this is real. I'm seeing my portfolio grow and I'm sitting there like, and my main stocks ain't even moved like that yet. I'm like, whoa, I'm so glad that I got in early, because I'm looking at stocks that was like 50 cents, a dollar. And I'm like, whoa, I got in. And I'm seeing them like $2, $3. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm making good gains, and the stocks didn't even hardly move. I'm like, what's going to happen when they move? Like even with crypto, like you say, Alan, regulation. It's like once that happens, because I was in early, I'm not only going to be a millionaire, man. And I'm watching that right now. The
Well,
million.
I saw someone post something on Instagram, and this motivated me to even invest more. This person posted something very simple. They said, being a millionaire is your birthright. You know, because sometimes in life we sit there and think we're not worthy. And nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but again, you touched on it at the beginning of this meeting, Savon. But we work on 9 to 5s knowing we're not happy. Going, you know, on Sunday you get that Monday feeling knowing you got to go to a job that you hate tomorrow, right? So not many people will put in the time that we're putting in. I'm tired. I have 3 kids and 1 on the way, and I have like a 6-hour trip tomorrow. You know, but I'm up here on the call. When Savon called me, I don't give excuses all the time and on top of that, I'm writing 2 contracts for a home purchase for 2 different clients, right? While we talk, I'm sitting in front of the computer. So a lot of people give a lot of excuses, man. That's what I realized. Even family members, I'm like, look, this is how much you can make. I show them screenshots. This is how much I put in. This is where I'm at right now. Oh yeah, I get to you, man. I open it. But not everyone has that millionaire mindset. But then they're gonna complain, I don't have enough money, and they're gonna wait. And some people, the stimulus is good, but sometimes you got to be your own stimulus package.
Yeah.
You have to be your own stimulus package. We can't wait on the government to save us. That 2,500, at $5,000 they send us, by the time you know, buy a few things, pay a few bills, it's gone. But you have to be your own stimulus package. Keep at it, keep investing. Not a lot of people are going to sit on this call at night, tired after taking care of your kids, changing diapers, grocery shopping, you know, and do what we do. It's not easy. But it will pay off as long as you stick to it. And that's what Savon keeps telling me. And that's why I'm on this call. I don't make too many excuses unless I cannot make it.
And I thank you for that, because that's what it takes, you know, to make it. And I always, you know, tell Rod and Ed, because they've been there from the get-go. Ed told me about the stock market, and I was able to figure out even a company like MARA, you know, which is Marathon Digital now, you know, which was Marathon Patent before. And when I researched blockchain technology, you know, I told them, hey, let's try to get at least 2,000 shares of this stock, because it was $1, you know, a little bit over $1 when I discovered that stock. And I mentioned to them what was going to happen. And I mean, the stock went to $48, man. You know, it went over 50, but I'm just saying, man, it's like my research that I do is it's real, you know, and I'm seeing these things happen over and over. You know, big digital that you mentioned, that's the same opportunity all over again, because it's like I'm seeing what's happening and I'm capitalizing. Get it at the low, you know, and just hold it. You don't put no time on when it's going to move. You know, we don't have that type of power. You know, the power that we have is to research, believe, you know, that these things keep happening in the world, and just invest in it. They're giving us opportunities. They put information in the books. They put information out there. And we just got to be smart enough to recognize, you know, the signs that they're giving us and capitalize on it. The reason I mentioned EOS, the cryptocurrency, you know, is because most people are talking about NFTs, you know, and, you know, the digital collectibles. So Decentraland, that's another one. Those things are going to change lives, man. But again, do your research. EOS, Decentraland, those things are going to change lives. You know, Bitcoin is still going to change lives. Depends on, you know, you speak on 401k, you know, that's something that you put in over the years. Even if you put into Bitcoin right now, we don't, this is new. Keep that in mind. This is new. When the internet was new, still a lot of people didn't believe in it. Still a lot of people were skeptical about it. Some things are just inevitable. You know, at this point, Alan, you mentioned Ethereum may overtake Bitcoin. In my opinion, yes, Ethereum solve a lot of problems and it does more, and there's a possibility for that. But that Bitcoin, that digital gold, I ain't putting nothing past where that can go. We can all sit
Well,
there.
well, Bitcoin is more like we talked over the, you know, during the week. Bitcoin is like a Rolex. You buy it, you
Mhm.
keep it. The older it is, the better it is. It appreciates, right? It's
Yeah.
like a rare Rolex. But Bitcoin is not made to be spent. People are keeping it. I
Mhm.
don't know anyone in their right mind who's going to go take Bitcoin and go buy a Tesla, because a Tesla is a nice car, but it's a depreciating asset. ETH and Dogecoin, ETH is meant for contracts. Dogecoin is made to mimic the dollar and be spent. That's the difference. So not overtake it in value, but overtake it in use.
Yeah, definitely that. But you know, Bitcoin definitely opened up the door for what's happening today. So I just think sky's the limit for that one. But you know, like you said, there might be much more money to be made in, you know, other currencies and other opportunities and things that will come. That's the next thing too. Pay attention to, yes, there's the top 25, but also pay attention to the new stuff. You know, not everything's gonna come and be a dollar. Not everything is gonna come and start under a penny. You just have to pay attention to why they're coming. What's their reason? What are they coming for? You know, and if it comes as $10, just remember, it's not going to stay $10. Don't sit there and get caught up in looking for things that's Dogecoin prices. Look for things that's going to solve problems. You know, you mentioned Ethereum. You know, Ethereum, I got Ethereum when it was 300 and something dollars. By the time, and I just kept putting in a little by little. And what I did was I said, okay, missed Bitcoin. It didn't, it didn't take me months to recognize that I miss Bitcoin and to sit there and be like, I don't trust Ethereum because it's volatile, and I don't let that stuff bother me. It's like if I miss something, if I miss the train and there's another one coming, what the heck? I'm gonna miss the next train too? It don't make sense. So I don't even understand how a lot of people just be like, I miss Bitcoin, and you sit there and you miss Ethereum, and then you sit there and you miss XRP, and then you sit there and you miss Cardano. I'm like, what, you gonna keep missing the bus? Gonna keep missing the train? You ain't never gonna get where you're going or where you want to go. So I missed the Bitcoin train, and I still have some Bitcoin, and I'm still going to put little by little into Bitcoin because I don't know where it's going. But most of my investment is not going to go into Bitcoin. But I'm just saying, it's like, I'm not missing Ethereum. I look at Bitcoin, I'm like, yo, if you had two of those, you would have 120,000. Like, seriously? You mean I could have just I could have bought two? So what you think I did with Ethereum? Ethereum alone probably made me a millionaire. I missed the Bitcoin train. I'm not missing the Ethereum train. I'm looking at Ethereum right now. It's about to crack 4,000. Like, that's a no-brainer. That's why I do my research. That's a no-brainer. Anybody who speaks to me every day and asks me, anybody out there that I meet for the first time and asks me, what you think I should invest in? I tell them Ethereum. That's my number one thing to tell people. What, if anybody asks me, what should I invest? What would you say? I'd be like Ethereum. But I'm not a financial advisor on this YouTube channel, so I'm not telling y'all to go invest in it, do your own research. But for me personally, It's a no-brainer because I miss Bitcoin. Not missing Ethereum. Makes no sense. Then you got XRP right behind it. Then you got Cardano right behind it. I definitely ain't missing Ethereum. I'm gonna ride the Ethereum train. You're gonna be like, Ethereum is 6,000. Like, oh man, I should have bought it at 3,000. Anything else from anyone? Pierre, you got anything?
Sorry, guys, I was very specific.
You sound low. Sound very low.
Yeah, I was driving the whole time. And
Okay.
then went to the store and then sort of get some ready for the kids. So I was listening the whole time.
Yeah, I know you're listening, but we're not hearing you. I'm wondering if you had anything to say.
Well, I'm so grateful that you guys do this video call every weekend. Like you say, you're not missing anything. I remember that day you drove up when I was outside doing the grass, and then you said you're XRP. I was like XRP. If you're XRP, at that time it was 60 cents. That time when you pull up the bond. So definitely not missing on anything else. Everybody says do your own research. So I did the research, and then XRP has been doing good for me.
Mhm. Okay, we could hardly hear you though, but I guess we can we can wrap up because here we're not hearing you much. But before we wrap up, let me see if Danian, are you there? I know you're there, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Yes, you are. Thank goodness. We're gonna end it with, after Danian. I'm saying your name right? Danian?
Yeah, man. Damien, yeah.
Yes, sir. You hear that? Yeah, man. Jamaica. Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
basically, guys, I'm definitely a people person. I met Danian, doing my job. I do deliveries, and Danian seemed like a mannersable person, plus again, I like to always meet people. And I met Danian, and here he is. He's on the call. He's a young man. Danian, you want to tell us your age?
I'm 19.
19. And
Just turned 19.
Just turned 19. You want to give
Yeah.
us a little information, like how you feel about, investing in your future? Like, you want to speak on that a little bit, or no?
I actually just started like a month ago or two.
Okay. So how is it going so far?
It's going good. I invested in Dutch coin and stuff like that on Robinhood app.
Mm-hmm. You have any stocks?
Yeah. I got the Dutch coin, and I got the one that you said actually. I got the OCU Gen stock.
OCGN. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
And a couple more.
Can I ask you how you came across that one?
My mom, she told me about it.
Okay.
I did some research about it.
Nice. All right. Well, normally on our show, we'll, speak on the stocks that we want to share, and people will do their own research. Tonight was a little bit different. We got into, we're missing Hector tonight, which is our leader in speaking on this channel. So tonight was a little bit different. Me, I have a little different feel of how I go about speaking on the things that I invest in. Alan got his own little feel as well, so tonight was a little bit different, but outside of tonight, we're gonna start, putting some short videos out there, so people can come give us a little bit more watch hours on our channel by watching our little short videos. I'm gonna be working on those this week, so Hector can edit them and put them out there. So I think our channel will definitely grow a lot more, with these short videos. So
Vaughn, were you gonna play something?
You want me to still play it?
It's up to you.
All right, I'll play it, and then if you want to speak on it, you can. I'll let you speak on it. Let me play it.
Super wealthy and some smart investors to buy up crypto at depressed prices. Next, legislation will pass regulating but not banning any cryptocurrencies. This regulation will actually help crypto because more people will perceive it as a safe investment, an investment the government approves of. Let's compare owning crypto to driving a car. A long time ago, many Americans thought cars were unsafe, but when the government started regulating roads, putting up stoplights, and requiring seatbelts and airbags, people became more comfortable with getting on the road. Once crypto regulation is passed, we will see crypto adopted by the general public and prices trend upwards. The US government is now discussing regulating cryptocurrency. Here's my prediction of what is going to happen. First, we're going to see more of what I refer to as a reverse pump and dump. The media is going to indicate that crypto is not a safe investment due to the coming regulation. This will allow the super wealthy and some smart investors to buy up crypto at depressed prices. Next, legislation will pass regulating but not banning any cryptocurrencies. This regulation will actually help crypto because more people will perceive it as a safe investment, an investment the government approves of. Let's compare owning crypto to driving a car. A long time ago, many Americans thought cars were unsafe, but when the government started regulating roads, putting up stoplights, and requiring seatbelts and airbags, people became more comfortable with getting on the road. Once crypto regulation is passed, we will see crypto adopted by the general public and prices trend upwards.
There it is.
That's it.
There it is.
It speaks for itself. I don't have to touch on it.
Well, there it is. I guess we can end our show on that. There it is. Yep. So, guys, thank you for another beautiful Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers again. You know, appreciate all the mothers. And if anyone ain't got nothing else, I'm out of here.
Have a good night.
Anything? Alan? No? Nothing?
No, the clip
Yo,
pretty
bro,
much
when you're done,
spoke for itself.
Daniel, you were saying something?
yeah, when you're done, send me your YouTube channel.
Okay, no problem. Alan, what were you saying?
No, I said I don't have anything else further to say. The clip pretty much spoke for itself.
All right. So in that case, everyone have a great night. Alan, enjoy your birthday when it comes.
Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night.